everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Billie Jean, and I am the host of the Kingdom Hairstylist podcast. And this is Mally, everybody. He is so attached to me to the point where he just want to be up here. Say hi to the people, Mally. Say, I need a haircut, but I just had surgery, so I gotta wait. But say hi to everybody. And I do want to show y'all his shirt real quick. It says, I still live with my parents. I think this is so cute. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I just wanted to get on this YouTube channel to give you guys some tips and tricks and things that I had to go through, and just talk about, a little bit about my journey as a hairstylist for over 16 years. As I stated before, I had to start my clientele over 3 times. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that, because I know that there's somebody out here that is struggling, that wants to give up, that just feels like this is not it. This is not going to work for me. And I'm just here to tell you that it doesn't matter how many times you have to start over. It does not matter. That's the whole point of partnering with God. Because the first 2 times that I had a clientele, I'm going to be honest with you, I never had God as my partner. I did everything I wanted to do. I didn't invite him in. I didn't ask him for anything. I didn't ask for advice. I didn't ask for strategies. I didn't pray for anything about my business. I thought that I had to keep things separate. So I prayed for my personal life, but I never prayed for my business. So anyway, the first time that I had a clientele, it was a huge clientele. Straight out of hair school, I built up a huge clientele. I had a clientele full of doctors, lawyers, your regular 9-to-5 people, your fast food people. It was a lot of people. The problem was I was not ready for that type of clientele. And I say that because I was coming from a place of being so hurt and unhealed. I was probably about 21 years old. I was a single mom. And so I always just felt so overwhelmed, because I had to take care of I think he might have been 2 at the time, take care of my 2-year-old son, work, pay bills, and just do all these different things. And it just was so hard and so difficult for me. So I got to a point where I started making so much money that I wanted to go out every night. So I would make money, and I had the worst spending habits. I would take that money, go buy me an outfit so I could look good for the club. I would always buy me some, something to drink or something before the club. I did hair, but sometimes I would get my hair done and pay the person. I was just all over the place. So that caused me to lose majority of my clientele. I lost so many clients that it wasn't even funny. It got to a point where I needed to go and get another job. So I basically worked a full-time job at a group home from 3 to 11. And then during the day, I was doing hair. And it was just a mess. I was so tired all the time. And I just kept losing clients. So I would come to work late. That's what made me lose clients. And it was just a mess. It was a straight up mess. So I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if you realized or not, but I had to take a pause because the dog was making so much noise. So I hope that he'll be a little bit more quiet while I can finish this video. So, like I was saying, it was a straight up mess. So I ended up just quitting doing hair and just stopping and just working at that other job full time. And as I decided to do that, I wasn't happy. I was very unhappy. I was very, very unhappy. And excuse me again, look at this dog. He just does not want me to be great today. So I wasn't happy. I decided that I would go and just work that job full time, and I didn't like it. So I basically ended up going to the hair school. I decided, okay, let me go ahead and work at the hair school. So I became an instructor. And I love being an instructor. The only issue was I realized that a lot of the students there just didn't really want to do hair. So it was kind of unmotivating a little bit. And so I became bored because I thought I was going to be there, with some people that really actually wanted to learn some things. But they didn't. So because they didn't really want to learn anything, I didn't have anyone to teach. So I did that job for quite some time, and then I got laid off. When I got laid off, it was because a lot of students stopped coming to the school. And so then I was like, I miss doing hair. And it was like a lot of teachers there that were older than I was, and they were like, what are you doing here? Like, you should still be in the shop. And so I kept hearing different signs like that. And then like clients will be calling me like, can I come get my hair done? And I was like, I'm not working anymore. And then, it was just like all these different signs. So that's what prompted me to pray. I started praying and asking God, well, God, did I get it wrong? Should I go back to the salon? I was like, if I go back to the salon, I got to do things totally different. So you're going to have to work on me and just get me to a place where I can actually take this career serious. Because if not, I might as well stay at this job. But the reality of it is, as a hairstylist, most of you know, we make so much money. That money that I was making on that job was nowhere near. I could make what I was making on my paycheck in like one day. So I was like, okay, I do miss the money. However, I don't want to start another clientele and then have to stop again. So I prayed about it, got laid off. So I went back. This time around, I built a kid clientele. So I was doing a lot of braiding, a lot of things that I did not really want to do, but I had to do them just so that I could build a clientele. Now, I was getting tired because, working with children, I love children so much, but working with children, you get tired, your body is just tired. They're twisting, they moving all around, they acting crazy in the chair. You're like, okay, sit up. The parents drop them off and don't come back for them. It just wasn't lucrative. The money, a lot of the parents didn't want to pay what I felt like, the service was worth. And it was just a straight up mess. So that was the second clientele. So now I want to transition to adults. So I left that salon and moved back to what I know, which is the area that I always worked in. Get to this new salon, and I am making a lot of money because the clientele is being built up again. It was slow. I really appreciate the owner. Let me shout out this owner because most owners don't do this. When I got there, I believe her booth rent was maybe 200. I think it was 200 a week. But she knew that I was starting over because I came vulnerable, and I let her know. Sometimes you got to open up your mouth. You cannot get what you don't ask for. So if you ask, you shall receive. That's in the Bible. So I asked her, I said, is there any way you could work with me? Because I'm starting over, building a clientele. I don't really have a lot of clients because I'm coming from doing children, and I don't want to do, I don't desire to do children anymore. So she was like, sure. She was like, I'll work with you. So I think we started off at like $60 a week. And then every week she would increase it $15 until I got to the $200. So that was a blessing. So if I ever open up my own salon, I'm going to do that for someone. I'm going to pay it forward. Because a lot of people just want a chance. They want to start. So I built up another clientele. So that was my third clientele. And I have had the same clientele, and I've added on, of course. Once I actually partnered with God, I added on a whole lot more to them. And of course, I lost a few along the way, and it's okay. Some of them I fired. I'm going to do a whole nother episode on that. But for the most part, I have majority of the people. So I basically just wanted to, just get on here to let you guys know that it's possible, that it is possible to build a nice size clientele. It's possible to start over. It's possible to know exactly what it is that you want to do and to do those things. So the first is 3 things that I want to mention to you before I go. The first thing that I feel is very important to build a solid clientele is to be consistent. Being consistent has gotten me so far. So far. So be consistent. That's the first thing. Do everything right. Just make sure you're doing it the same way that you always do it. Make sure you're dependable. Make sure you're on time. The second thing that I want to say is that I had to make sure that I picked my own clientele, because again, you're just going to end up taking whatever, and that's not always good, because you know that you're not going to always get along with every client, and you're not going to want to do every type of hair. You want to make sure you pick something that you already know how to do, something that you're really good at. And if you're not great at it, it's okay. You can perfect your craft along the way. You just keep practicing and practicing and practicing until you get it right. But there's always those 2 or 3 things that we know how to do very well. So I would say just stick to those things. And the third thing that I want to mention is integrity. Make sure that you're doing everything with integrity. Make sure you're not overcharging people on purpose. Just make sure you're doing everything in integrity. So those are the things that I wanted to mention. I hope and pray that you guys will have a blessed rest of the week. And I got to go because this dog is making so much noise. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.